Welcome to Star Citizen. So, doing bounty targets the safe way. Ship bounty targets. The low risk one, medium, doesn't matter. The easiest and safest way to go, of course, is go big. You can take a big ship, a heavy fighter, preferably even a medium fighter, not as maneuverable, but does offer quite a bit of firepower. Alongside, of course, with the extended survivability compared to the lighter ships. To do it safe, of course, first person is a must. If you are hit or are aimed at or locked on with rockets and they are fired upon you, set up some flares. You can pre-use these if you see you're like 4 or 5 kilometers away and no rockets have already been fired at you. Dogfighting is a fast way of finishing off your opponents if you have big weapons. But this heavy fighter comes with the cost of slow mobility. But if you feel you are in an unpleasant situation, you don't need to try and get an aim on your target. Just fly away and turn around and re-engage if you need to. You can also try and move backwards so you can get a better aim on the target that is coming after you. Remember here, always use your thrusters as well, the boost. This can be very important, especially if you are in a hot situation. It can help you, well, disengage or maneuver out of it. Rockets are also an option. You can use these preferably somewhere between 4 to 8 kilometers away. Closer than that, they might miss. Any further than that, well, they might not just reach the target, because they have limited range. Depending on the rocket sizes, they can either be used to knock out one target if you have several, or weaken your main target before you go in for the finish. Bigger rockets of course remove targets faster, or weaken them significantly more, while the smaller ones just kinda slightly poke at them and make them slightly weaker. In most cases, you are not in a heavy fighter, so let's, well, pick a light one, and this is one of the more common ones, the Aurora MR. Always remember to equip your ship with the maximum amount of firepower, because Aurora doesn't originally come with 4 weapons, it comes with 2, and having 4 gives you better chances of finishing off your opponent, or having more. In a light fighter or a lighter ship, you want to be really ready with your countermeasures. These can save you quite a lot, and don't be afraid to waste them, because 2-3 rockets can easily destroy you. And there are 2 on me right now, and I'm not feeling very comfortable. When fighting with other ships, I don't really suggest moving too fast, because that is quite important. If you move way too fast, they are gonna pass by. This is probably the only scenario where I would suggest speeding up, because the opponent is moving away from me. Preferably, going around 200-300 should be enough when you are doing dogfighting, when you are doing combat. But in some cases, when targets are escaping, running away, yeah, speeding up can be important. Especially in a light fighter, never try to be too steady, because you want to be on the move, and that is a must if there are several ships around you. If you happen to be in an asteroid field, yeah, this can be a bit more dangerous, but preferably try to move straight, try to maneuver as less as possible, and be aware of your surroundings. Even though you can actually maneuver quite a bit here, if you truly are afraid of it, I suggest moving mostly up and down, back and forth, and not really going in a spin, which can sometimes happen. These size 1 rockets are actually quite nice at weakening my targets before I go after them. These 2, if they hit, will significantly reduce this ship's health and reduce its shields. And we can see it actually has lost almost all of its shield, which means I should pretty much be able to burn it down in a steady stream. Now, it did survive, but it did also receive quite a bit of damage. So if we can strike him before he starts to regenerate, he can be finished. And of course, if there is only one target and you are in a spinning fight, you do want to keep away from its guns, so that you preferably can lay into him while he cannot. This can be done in several ways. 1, you have a better maneuverable ship. 2nd, you might be disengaging, moving away, things like that. Or being near to the ground, or any other area where you can force it either to crash or fight you. In a smaller ship, a light ship, it's much more important of staying alive than actually fighting back. It is of course main focus of destroying your target, but you do want to avoid any extreme unnecessary damage that can finish you off. And that's why in a light ship you might just prefer to, well, focus down one ship as fast as possible and then switch. Preferably doing maneuvers like moving up, down, left, right, spinning, whatever you want, however you feel yourself moving the best way to avoid unnecessary damage. So this is how you can basically do ship bounties the safe way. Either with a big ship, going all in, heavy weapons and burning them down, or with a light ship, focusing down one target at a time, preferably maneuvering, avoiding unnecessary damage, and definitely avoiding rockets. Anyway, thanks for watching.